pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item B is ready to be heard.
No.
Item C, discussion and vote to approve the minutes for the previous meeting, and this was the June 27th special meeting. Do you have a motion? I'll make a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Ms. Nemo?
I'm going to abstain, I was not present.
Aye.
Dr. Everson? Mrs. Crawford? And aye. Deputy Treasurer to report and discuss, vote and approve the monthly financial reports.
Good evening. So the bank balance as of June 30 was $22,717,722.48. Receipts for June in the general fund were $3,494,779.04. Building fund was $730,714.37. Co-op fund was $72,313.73. Sinking fund was $26,481.76. So the bank balance at the end of June for the general fund was $9,866,668.76. Building fund was $4,789,519.92. Co-op fund was $15,236.93. Bond funds was $7,890,500. And sinking fund was $155,796.87. That shows that the fund balance for general fund, after you take out the outstanding warrants, our carryover should be $6.4 million for general fund. Building fund will be $4.7 million. You notice co-op is zero, it is always gonna be zero. We transfer the money from the general fund to the co-op to zero that out, so it'll always be zero. Bond funds, $7.8 million. That will change because we have wrote the check to make that bond payment. So that will decrease soon because that payment was $7,070 and something cents. And then the sinking fund, it will stay the same at the $155,796.87. Activity funds for the end of June was $1,204,404.67. The utilities, the electric was $6,000 less than last June. Gas was $456 less than last June, and water was $636 less than last June. So a decrease in all of those.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think the lighting is a big part of the lighting.
The lighting's different.
Definitely is.
Yep.
Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second. I'll second. Discussion. Questions? Ms. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? And aye. Principal and Directors Report, Federal and Special Programs. Lacey Wilson and Vicki Malloy on this. Lacey, are you going to speak first? Yeah.
Hi. Have you guys ever wanted to have a birthday party and then worry that no one's gonna show up? I'm so sorry. I told them to plan for 25 people and we normally always have a packed house. And so,
Regulars aren't here. Regular.
The regular- I know.
Is it?
So,
It is?
I apologize that you all brought all this food, but I am very, very.
I'm not sorry.
I'm very excited about working with Chartwell's. Heidi could not be here this evening, but I know she is also very excited to work with Chartwells, and we are going to have a beautiful partnership. And I just wanted, before we do our presentation, since child nutrition falls under federal programs, I just thought we would ask them. I just asked them to bring a couple samples, like the little Dixie cups, you know, is what I was planning. And then they show up, and I'm like, wow. So I feel like that's just kind of how they do everything. So I'm gonna let Alicia talk for just a minute and introduce everyone, and then I'll come back and Nikki and I will do our little presentation. That takes us.
Lisa, thank you so much.
Yes.
So nice to meet all of you. So happy to be here. We are so excited for this partnership. You know, it's been a long time in the works, so we're happy to finally be here and get the ball rolling and get started. So I want to introduce you real quick to the team that we have. So this is Doyle. He was a part of the sales process, which I'm sure some of you have had the pleasure of meeting Doyle. We have Colin Mays. He is going to be our on-site director. He's going to be boots on the ground, here every day, working with the kiddos, working with the team members. So he will be the main point of contact. Now, actually. We have Taylor Hornspeck, who is our director in Wagner. He's running point. Running point is what we call kind of helping in the transition. He's that contact person really helping Colin. We have Chef Jay Katz. So he is our area executive chef. He travels around and puts these wonderful things together for us, whether it's a school event or a trade show. And then we have John Dorman, who is a director out of Kansas. So again, thank you so much. We're very excited to be here.
Welcome next month.
I know.
Freeze it.
Tell them
I'll take it
about the
back.
food on the end, just so everyone can hear.
Absolutely, absolutely. Chef?
Okay, so. Okay, so on the outside over there, on the outside tables is the food that's either a part of your 21-day cycle menu or can be going into the future. So it's an opportunity to taste what's going to be immediate and what to look forward to. So with the chicken panzanella salad is one example of something that you can look forward to. But our mac and cheeseology, we usually encourage you to put the meat on top of the mac and cheese and embellish it with one of our Big City barbecue sauces on top. That is on your cycle menu and does really well. Then over here, we got the Big City barbecue, that chicken. I did it all with thighs today. I think it might be on your cycle menu with 8-way cut chicken, but regardless of how you guys do it, that is the recipe. And I believe you guys really enjoyed that one. It goes over really well. I think the kids are gonna love it. And then as part of Big City barbecue, things to look forward to could be the sweet potato salad, as well as the Carolina slaw, which all brings that concept more together. And then the blueberry crisp is on the menu. From the catering aspect, that's why we can put some vanilla ice cream on it for you, if you want to go all about it.
It was very good, and Lacey's exactly right. We usually have a room full of people. I think it's just July and everyone is getting ready to get back to school. We actually excused our principals for this evening because they are just getting back into the swing of things with their team. Not knowing there was going to be a spread such as this, so
Hey, we've got to-go boxes, like we said, so
very good.
whenever you're ready.
Well, if this is what we have to look forward to, we are super excited. I'll let you guys know a little bit, but I told them that we've been doing negotiations with TEA and Tessville yesterday and today, and we've talked about your company and how excited we are that all of us that are here right now, we were here from the beginning. You knew exactly what we were looking for. We were clear with what we wanted. You were clear with what you had to offer. And we are excited that is exactly what our kids are gonna get, because they deserve that. They deserve the very best and the 500 employees who could possibly be here every day. So we're just very happy to have you.
Thank you so much. So happy to be here.
We are, and we're very excited that the kiddos get to eat for free too,
Yes.
which is a big blessing. It's like a beautiful story, you know, how you kind of see it, and then boom, here we are. And so, as we're telling people that they get to eat for free, I'm also trying to say, and we also have a new company, and so come try the food if you haven't been in there in a little while. And so, we're gonna get creative on some ways for kiddos to come have breakfast and try to get our numbers up, because as we know, I've said this before, but we're gonna try it this year with CEP. Just one break even. We're not trying to make, we just can't go in the hole. And so on our money, so we'll watch that closely, and then as long as we get our numbers up, that we'll be okay, and hopefully we'll get to do that a lot, so.
Lacey, what is the percentage of kids that we need eating to, do we know approximately?
That's a good question. I don't feel like
I thought
can
you guys
answer
told
that.
us.
We've talked about it, but I don't feel like I can give you a really
Okay.
good answer, so I can come back, around to that. I know that our numbers have slipped.
Right.
The past couple of years, they kept going down on the amount of kids eating. And, obviously we want them full, so they can learn. And so, I feel like it's all coming together. It's good. I'm excited to work with Colin. I love this crew. Like I told you, I just wanted some Dixie cups with maybe a few little pieces of fruit or something, and they come rolling in with chefs. I'm like, whoa! And we do get to have a chef also. They're in the middle of trying to hire someone.
Yes, so your executive chef just accepted the offer today.
Yay.
So she's actually moving from St. Louis. She was planning on moving to Tahlequah anyway because she loved the area. She wanted her kids to go to these schools, so it just worked out beautifully.
It's exciting. Yeah, I'm really excited.
We know that Colin does a good job of managing things because we're borrowing him from a local entity. Stealing just sounds so mean. He
I came willingly.
has
That's right.
worked with entity that we do a lot of big events with and a lot of community events with, and they have all been amazing thus far that I have attended, so we know that this is gonna be fantastic as well.
And he has kids here.
Yes.
This might be even more information than you need, but we are having conversation about maybe doing our football games, the concession stand.
Yes,
Chartwell's
please.
doing
Chrissy,
that.
you
So, lots of conversation, we're just trying to work together to see what we can do together to make things better, so all you can do is try it, if it doesn't work, retry.
I understand that that is an income producer for some groups. Is the number one complaint that I've heard since I've been on the school board is the football game concession stands.
Interesting. Well,
They run out of pizza, they don't have any hot
Right.
cheese, and we let groups come in and do them, and
right,
it's kind of up to that group sometimes.
right. Well, they
Common
are
concern.
having conversation with Matt,
Yeah,
so.
open up for something consistent and
Mhm.
that'll really elevate it.
You and I had talked about that, and I'm like, this needs to be on the table. So it's in our contract. So, right now they're getting their feet on the ground
Right.
just in feeding kids. And then we have it's just like 5 home games for football. If we can pull it all off this year, we will. But if we can't get it done, then we have the ability to do it in the contract, so we can move that way in the future.
Yes. Conversations being had, so that's good,
Exactly.
yes.
Moving in the right direction.
Okay, so,
We're tag teaming.
We're tag teaming tonight because we work together for a lot of different things. As you know, I do federal programs, child nutrition, grants. Nikki does a little bit of everything as well, and we just kind of wanted to show you how we put our money together, we braid it together. I'm not gonna read every little square to you, but I just wanted you to see there are a lot of different federal programs. Title I, Title II, Title IV, Title III, school-wide consolidation. Go ahead. So I wanted you guys to know that we consolidate all of our title funds, and the application is not quite out yet, but at the beginning of the school year, we sit down, we create a budget, we put all of our money together, and I just wanted you to kind of see what we pay with some of the money. So Title I, we pay for all the pre-K teachers, all the pre-K paras, part of Nikki's salary. Each site gets family engagement money to do their family nights. And then we also put all of that pot of money together for school-wide consolidation, and we pay for our math coach, our technology coaches, our literacy coaches, some of the EL teachers, computer labs. So if you ever want to know specifically I can even take it down for you even further, but I wanted you to know when we talk about consolidation, what we're using our money for. And then also that Nikki and I work together because some of the title money is also homeless money. Go ahead, Robert. So then on top of that, so that's with the state, and we do all of that there, but then we also have other grants. We have the school climate transformation grant, we have an innovative literacy grant, we have Project Prevent, and I could read all of these to you, but I don't need to insult your intelligence, but you see, we have a ton of grants. So with all of those, we're also able to pay other salaries, and we pay, once again, part of Nikki's salary, part of the outreach center, Amy's salary, so we break all of our money together. Thought she was talking to me. So we braid all of our money together and we partner and we work together. And so Tahlequah is very, very lucky and blessed to have all of these different grants to be able to pay for all of these different things. So as you can see, Parent Outreach Center would not be able to happen without all of the grants. We know that. We feel very, very lucky. It's a great place for our families to go. I'll let Nikki kind of tell you a little bit about each, some of the different things that we have there.
So just kind of want to share a little bit about our outreach center and some things, some successes we were able to have this year through that program and some things that we're going to be able to add next school year. So the outreach center for our guests in the audience is located over by our Central Academy, and it is a place that we've established for parents and families to come into if they need assistance with something. With our local DHS office closing, it was a hardship on our community, it was a hardship on our families. Right now, this is our staff. Amy is there full time. She's kind of the face of the outreach center. Caitlin is braided with those funds. She is a shared embedded DHS social worker, which we recently just got a new partnership with them where they will now pay for 80 and we cover the rest of that, and then they are also adding an additional person that they will cover 80% of their salary and we just cover the rest. So we will be able to put that new position, and that is going to be Arden Sampson is going to join us, and she's going to be housed at the middle school, which will be a great resource for our middle school team and to have on their at their side, meeting with kids, doing check-ins with families, and being in that care team process and helping us identify those kids that have needs. Our other new person, Sarah, left us to go to ICTC. She did a phenomenal job for us, and we're excited for her new opportunities. But we have Donnie Phillips that's going to be joining us at the elementary side, and she actually had worked in the district previously many years ago as a speech language pathologist, went on to do special ed director for another district, and now she is wanting to come back to Tahlequah and she wants to work with families. So she was a great candidate for the position, and we're excited. Family engagement is a big piece of that outreach center. We have to get out there and let the families know who we are and what we do. So we really try to be at all of the community resource events, family events at all sites. We try to be at, like when the high school does informational nights, enrollment nights, we try to be there on hand to help any of our families and encourage them to come. And if they can't, we open up the outreach center for them to come and get that information and assistance as well. We do home visits. We can sign families up for SNAP. We are also trained in signing up for Sooner Care. And then each site also, that DHS embedded worker or our site-based social worker helps with counseling referrals. Just some of our family nights. Some things that we did this year's family night helped with FAFSA, and then Lacey brought in Hidden in Plain Sight. You want to tell a little bit about that?
And we're gonna try that again. We did it at the high school this year. We're hoping to do it at the middle school and maybe even the high school again. We work with, through some of our grants, with some other different agencies, but now we have our own stuff that we can put our own together. But you set up a pretend bedroom and parents come through. You don't let the kids come through because they know all the secrets, but you let the parents come through and just say, just look around. Is there anything that you see that might look suspicious? And they never catch everything, but it's like an alarm clock that you pull the back out and it's a hidden stash. There's backpacks that have stash bags. There's a pen that is actually a vape. There are tons, and so it's called Hidden in Plain Sight because to a parent, it wouldn't look as if there are drug paraphernalia or anything in there. There's like a water bottle that legit looks like a water bottle that you unscrew it, and in between where the Aquafina or whatever is, it's a stash compartment. And so it's just a good way to let parents and teachers see what might be in the bedroom and like, okay, we've got to do a better job of working together to keep our kids safe, so.
And our sites plan the engagement nights, the principals and vice principals, and they do that with their family, title meetings, they talk about things that parents want. We just come and assist, we set up a table, we have resources, we handed out books with the literacy grants. Always a big hit, we take that to our summer events as well. Okay. We did a community-wide garage sale this year, which was pretty amazing. Our families could come and just shop. It was all of our leftover, extra donations. We actually get a pretty good stockpile throughout the year. And we handed out backpacks, we had hygiene items, snack packs, just a good event to get them there and kind of show them the outreach center. So we'll try to do that again this school year.
They shop for free.
I was gonna say, it's not really a sale.
Yeah,
It's a garage gift.
a garage gift.
Parking lot gift. The other part of my job is really doing the community engagement part of it. And this is just all of the committees between, not just myself, but between Tanya and Amy and Shauna. We all serve on the committees in our community and tell our story every chance we get. We get to speak at the events, we get to go and present to Rotary, S Club, I think we presented to Optimus one year. But we held a lot of committees, something that we're very proud of. Coming up, we have our back to school bash, we have back to school haircuts. We were able to do prom on a penny in partnership with NSU, which was a phenomenal event for our students. We worked with Feed My Sheep. They do dinners every Thursday from 5 to 6. And I think that's all of it. Another thing that we added on the parent side is we added this is on the special ed, but we did a parent advisory council where we met monthly, got input, and brought that back and gave that to our teachers and to our principals. And so that's something we're very proud of this year. We have great partnerships. This was our S Club this year. They did multiple events for us this year and did a partnership with the women's group, the Optimus group. They donated Halloween costumes, hygiene items, and then they do an event called Egg My Yard, and they donated that money back to Bright Futures and all our kiddos that might need resources. This is our Tahlequah Rotary Club, and they provided 140 Christmas food baskets that we were able to give to our families, and we're very thankful for their partnership with us and thankful for our staff that came and helped with that event. Prom on a penny, great success. But great event, and then the money that they raised at that, they donated back to our snack pack program. And this class of kiddos were amazing. They came once a week and filled snack packs for our district, and so we were well stocked and ready to go for the summer, and I'm gonna miss them very much. So I hope, I'm excited to meet your new class, they were special.
I'm too excited. I'm a little sad.
They were a special group, and we're really thankful for them.
Thank you.
Just the outreach center is funded with title funds and grants, but a lot of the things that are given out through that house are donated from our community. Cornerstone does a backpack drive for us every year. We had a coat drive for Neo Health. Tahlequah First Baptist Church did hygiene kits. The Car Club did toys for us to give out with our OPAP families and sent a toy home with every kid on our backpack program this school year. Some school resources that we offer, we have 2 food pantries, a DHS partnership, we do counseling referrals, toy drives, clothing closets, medical appointments, CATS vouchers, head lice prevention, and we do treat heads. We are gonna hopefully be looking for a grant to get one of the new machines that they just came out with, and just any community outreach that we can be involved in. This is our leftover prom dresses that we have on display. Cornerstone came and did a donation day for us. It set it all up and steamed them and sorted them by size. So you need to come check out the clothing closet. It looks pretty nice. Food pantries, you can keep going. Food pantries are open to anybody in the district or in Cherokee County actually. They can just call, come get food at any time. We have it at the outreach center, and we also have a food pantry at the high school. Keep going. Backpack program, this year we had 234 kids approximately every week take home a snack pack, fully funded through donations. Community members and our own students come and fill those snack packs every week. Backpacks go home with students every Friday, and then we try to do extra or double packs anytime we're gone for a long amount of time. And it was like 8,000, go back, Robert, I'm sorry. Our total for the year, we distributed 8,191 snack packs. And the summer feeding program, we also doubled up with Lacey and the child nutrition team. They took a van for us to Garden Walk and Fox Mobile Home, and we were able to give out 3,850 breakfasts, 3,850 lunches, which impacted 192 students. So that was 5 breakfasts, 5 lunches, and then they got their snack pack. We also do the McKinney-Vento Homeless Liaison side of things at the Outreach Center, and that is any of our kiddos in the district that are experiencing or at risk for homelessness. Keep going. Last year, our data was 207 students identified from August to May. We had 12 students that had been in a shelter. 139 students were qualified because they were doubled up with another family. We had 26 students who lived in substandard or cars or parks, and 30 students who lived in the hotel or motel during the school year.
Nikki, are you on I know the city council.
Yes.
Civic study, are you?
Yes, we met on Friday, okay. And this was something that was a grant that ended that Bright Futures has picked up for us. It was our care cases. Anytime a kiddo enrolls and they qualify for McKinney-Vento, first contact we have with the parents, we always take out snack packs and then we take them a care case. So Bright Futures is picking that up and keeping it running, so every kid will get a blanket, a hygiene items, pillow, two books from our literacy grant, and a comfort item, and then a snack pack in that when we go and make our first contact. You guys have any questions about the outreach center or any of our community?
Just amazing. You know, I know you're out there every day in the community, but I really don't realize that how much is being done.
I love my job. I love our families.
Yes, we have a great community that just really wraps around and helps one another. I love it.
This year, Tahlequah Leadership Class of last year's 25. They adopted us. We were their project, and they brought Bright Futures to us, which it's really been, our community meets our needs so quickly that we really haven't had to utilize Bright Futures that much. So we meet every month and we're like, what can we do since we're not actually providing things for kids, because we have so many resources right now at the Outreach Center. They decided to do sweat equity pretty much and like come and volunteer in our schools, and they started a lunch buddies program at Cherokee and had great success. They're gonna actually branch out to the other 2 elementaries this school year, so I'm just excited to see that and proud of that partnership and that.
Did you say lunch buddies where
Lunch
they
buddies.
came and sat?
They really enjoyed that. They also did the community picnic at Cherokee for their families, that very first one. They provided the lunch, sack lunches for them. So, yep.
No, I mean, I just wanna say how proud I am of both of them. We do that presentation often in so many different places in this community, but it just dawned on me that we probably have never done it for you. Just watching you or listening to you as you watched what came across the screen. And we know that we are here for children to achieve academically, but for them to be able to do that, all of that has to happen first. And so, we take care of it. I mean, when we say Tigers Roar, remove obstacles, achieving results, that is what we're doing. And some of the results, we know we want to be better academically, but there's also results of staying in school and being fed and having a safe place to sleep at night. And it takes this entire community, and they're completely right that we have a very, very supportive community.
I left off because I don't have pictures from our event. We did with Bright Futures. They did provide an event for our unaccompanied kiddos this school year at Christmas. They were able to do a stocking, and for every one of our kiddos, we had 12 this school year that are living on their own, couch surfing, and just not living with a guardian. So they did a stocking with the needs, hygiene items, they had some gift cards, food places, but they got them a $100 worth of a want. And we had to go shop for that, so we set the kiddos, brought them in and we're like, hey, what's something you want for Christmas this year? They couldn't answer it. They kept giving lists of things that they needed, and we're like, okay, we got that. What do you want? And so they all got to pick something. It was fun. One kid was a senior and $100 worth of Legos, but I think his year was made. Like when he opened it, we took him to dinner at White Wolf and gave them their Christmas presents. The SRO officers all went with us. Caitlin from DHS went, Tanya went, and it was just a very amazing night, but Bright Futures made that possible. They also were able to provide every one of our every unaccompanied kid got a yearbook this year from Bright Futures, and then the Outreach Center bought their caps and gowns.
Making me cry.
These are actually young children that don't have, I know that I help my 23 and 26-year-old children every day. And these are, 17, 16, 15-year-old children who have no one. And like that dinner was amazing. Just those kids had never eaten at a restaurant like that. Didn't know how or what to order. And that a senior would be like, hey, I've never had Legos. And to get Legos and not be what they want.
And Legos are expensive. I haven't bought like the adult Legos.
They are.
Oh my gosh.
Shouldn't get you that much.
But
But it was
those
good.
things that you see, I would put up our district in any district in the state and probably out of the state on what we do for children. We are often used as an example from the state and even outside of the state. And I'm super, super proud of that and the hard work that they do that Nikki puts into that. And she has a name that she calls what her real job is for Tanya, but we can't say it here because it's inappropriate. Because I add something new on it all the time. The SPED she has taken over this year and just done it like she's done it forever. She and Melissa have made a dynamic team. And
Melissa
Lacey,
pulls more than her weight, let's just say that.
Lacey, the exact same. I think every time she comes to work, it's like, oh, something else has been added. Child nutrition is something that was completely foreign to any of us, and we found ourselves in the need of a child nutrition director in the middle of a year with a few weeks' notice. And then a new company, and then an RFP process, and then CEP. We didn't even know what the letters meant, half of these things. And she has done an amazing job of just figuring it out.
Not just me. It's a team.
It is a
It's
team,
not, yeah.
but we can brag on you too. It's
We'll
okay.
brag on Heidi too.
Federal programs is what I did before what I do now, and so I lived that world, and it's a lot. It is a lot to figure out and finagle, and so I'm super, super proud of both of them. And to be surrounded by a team that you trust and love is just, you can't replace it.
You're a good team.
Item F, superintendent's report. Now follow that.
I know.
Hey, she never tells us
I wish we'd changed that all up. Right now, we have 492 employees and 3,584 students that are fully enrolled. We have 138 pre-K students, but we know we have enough to at least hire a teacher or at least a small class. We have 13 or so, 10 that are fully enrolled and 3 on that are partially enrolled. So we're gonna start looking for another pre-K teacher so we can add another class, which is good news. Because we know we have many more that go to kindergarten that we're not seeing in pre-K. We have 424 students at Cherokee, 484 at Greenwood, 483 at Heritage, 707 at the middle school, and 1,335 at THS. We have, what was our total? 3,584. We have a few spots available for transfers that are, of course, are always on our website. Various spots across the elementary. We have the waiting list at pre-K, but that's one of those things, as long as we can get 10 or we can get 20, then we add staff to do that. But we have no transfer spots available at TMS or THS. They are busting at the seams already. Great things going on with our bond, our Greenwood classroom addition. We will not be in it by the time school starts, but I hope by, I'm going to say fall break. They're telling me September, but I'm just going to say fall break, and then everyone will be excited when it's before then. The metal roof is going on. We're in the process of that. Permanent power has been established, working on the fire alarm. When you add something on, you've got to update the entire fire alarm in the entire building. So that is going on at Greenwood. And interior work will resume once the metal roof is complete. We already have some sheetrock up, but when the roof is not complete and when it rains like it has been in July, it rains in the building. So you cannot completely put some sheetrock up, which is what we're waiting for that to be completely in the dry. Cherokee Old Library bath into bathrooms, that area, we have the certificate of occupancy from the city, so that is complete and ready to go, as is the new addition with the administrative complex, so to speak. Visited there today, and they're getting all their things up in it, and it looks wonderful. It really just changes the whole, the whole look and idea of that building as we're changing that to a new front. High school restroom addition will be complete before school begins. We also have been doing some other projects with our team has been doing a lot of projects. We have remodeled the middle school office, so you can stop by and check that out. That is almost complete. Greenwood has got an exterior paint job. You've been by there. It was 17 shades of green, and now it's one pretty shade of gray, all painted at the same time, so fade at the same time. So at least it'll all be the same gray. We have other restroom renovations at the high school that are complete. We've done some HVAC repairs. The band room at TMS got some new carpet. Alternative office got some new carpet. And the Greenwood will have all the whitening windows replaced. So those are the smaller projects we're doing with the remaining bond funds. We had other things on our list, but the TMAC steps need to be fixed. And those are going to cost probably $200,000 to fix. Yes. So they have sunk a bit on the left-hand side. It is not, we don't believe they're going to fall and it be a safety issue to people, but they do need to be fixed. And so we are just being actually extra precautious.
Are they gonna have to put more foundation?
Yes, they are. So we thought it was gonna be a little bit easier fix than it ended up being. But we've had engineers, so we've had all of the studies done, and we're gonna do it right, so that it won't happen again. It's only been there for 20 years, and it shouldn't be happening, but it is, and we are dealing with it. And when we fix them, and they will be fixed for good. But taking $200,000 out of your small renovation budget obviously changes the projects that you can do with the remainder of that money. On grants, I asked her to get my phone because you were talking about grants, and my understanding is people are getting emails right now about the 21st Century Grant, which we've been waiting on and I put on the agenda so I could speak about tonight, but we still don't have an email. Although I do know multiple people have got a denial today, so I'm hoping that means we are going to get a good email tomorrow. So I will let you know as soon as we hear about that. Also, we've got some an aerospace and aviation education grant that's providing about $6,000 with supplies at the high school. And Chuck Pack had worked with Google to have many laptops donated. So we've got some smaller things that are going on. We've got some other big grants that are out we just don't know about yet. So we hope that she'll be able to come back and tell you some good things about that in September. That's when we would find out, I guess. I want to once again just thank the Cherokee Nation for the generosity that they have shown us. That they gave us $75,000 towards our ag barn, but since then they have given us $75,000 towards playground equipment at Greenwood Elementary. So they have They're a wonderful partner, and I just wanna give them a shout out for all the great things that they do for us. We did have the 31 team members attend the Model Schools Conference in June. That was all good until it was time to come home, and then weather messed up the flights, and we had to scramble to find places for 31 people to sleep overnight in Dallas. It was entertaining, some cars rented in the middle of the night, people driving home, but we did good, they did good, they made it an adventure and made it back. Some of us attended the National School Safety Conference in Phoenix last week, and, I've expressed that it was an amazing conference. I too believe that our SRO crew and what we do, it is ahead of the game. I mean, we have a great safety team here in this district, but there's always room for improvement. We found things that we can do better, some great ideas that we want to steal. And as you know, safety is one of those things that we spend a lot of time on. And so that's a conference I think that we ought to even maybe send some principals to in the future. They can go to the basic SRO course, and I think that's worth the investment, and we'll continue to look for grant funds to go like we used this time. We have a big training that Lacey's been working on in the next week for our teachers. We are starting our cohort 2 of Initiative 1 training this week with our assistant principals, and continuing our cohort 1. We'll be on session 7 this week of that training. And we have a lot of new training. Deanne and Carr have been working hard on preparing for new teacher training so that all of our new employees that come in are getting everything they need to be successful when they come into our district. Just wanted to remind you and invite you to our opening ceremony. That's Friday, August 9th at 8 a.m. We have a speaker, Katie Kinder, that is going to come and do the keynote address. And as always, the chamber will be there to host a game show. That's always fun, and we wait to see what that's going to be every time. Wait for Deanne to dance.
I did help them with the games, and this year's gonna be good. So you gotta come. This year's game's gonna be a good one.
And our Telco Public School Foundation is doing a food truck frenzy again, where they bring in 3 to 4 food trucks that will feed all of our employees that day for free. And so want to have a shout out to them. Of course, they get donations from people around the community, and once next month, I will let you know all the people that helped them make that happen. So that's my report for today.
It's impressive. Item G, discussion and vote to approve the following TPS employees other than the superintendent to be authorized legal representatives to legally sign on behalf of the LEA, which is the local education agent association, which basically is TPS. All current fiscal year expenditures, reports, distributions, and cash receipts with the Oklahoma State Department of Education. And our 2 people are Sabrina Garner, Finance Director, and Lacey Wilson, Director of Federal Programs. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion?
This has to be done every year so we can do federal claims.
Any discussion? Ms. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole? Aye. Mrs. Crawford? Aye. And aye. Item H, discussion and vote to approve the following surplus.
I make that motion.
Do I have a second? Any discussion? Ms. Nemo? Aye. Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? Aye. Discussion and vote to approve the following bid quotes. This is for an oven, for convection oven for Sequoia Elementary. Do I have a motion? I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Nemo? Aye. Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? And aye. Business items, consent docket vote to approve the following. It starts with contracts and agreements, 1A through E, and 2 trip scholarships out of state. Do I have a
I'll make
motion?
that motion.
Second?
Also.
Any discussion? Ms. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? And aye. Okay, discussion and vote to approve the final read of the following handbooks manuals for the 2024-25 fiscal year.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? On any of those, when I've just noticed small items such as mechanics, punctuation items, and things like, can that be added afterwards without a vote of approval?
We have been editing this.
Okay.
So if you see anything, let us know. We will fix it.
Did I get a motion on that?
Yes.
Yes. In a second?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? And aye. Item L, discussion and vote to approve the revisions to the 2024-25 Title I Site Parental Involvement Policy. So motion, please. Move to approve. Any discussion? Ms. Nemo? Aye. Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? Item M, discussion and vote to approve the revision adoption of the following policies, and there are 4 different policies.
I'll make that motion.
I have a second. Second. Any discussion? Ms. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? And aye. Item N, discussion and vote to approve the school hours policy number 5020 for the 2024-25 school year, and to provide statutory notice to the Oklahoma Department of Education in accordance with the law. Do I have a
I'll make
motion?
that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? And aye. Item O, vote to approve the list of permitted communication platforms for Tahlequah Public Schools. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? I saw a list of
Yes, so what we have to do right now, is obviously they are not able to text students, like they may have in a group for, anything school related. So we gathered a list of all the different, platforms that they're using presently, try to narrow that down as much as we could to a few, and then we'll have those approved for us to use. What we do need to do over the year is move to one platform that is district administered, basically. Our website, Apogee, has a platform called Rooms, which is what I would probably suggest at some point that we move to. Both of our TEA and TESPA in negotiations let them know we would be moving to one platform next year that we would have access to at all points. But that was a big change to try and get done in a few weeks' time. So we will have the approved list, we'll make sure that's what's being utilized this year. We'll find one, and then we would bring that to you in a vote, probably in the next few months, so we can start transitioning to that throughout the year, and next year, everyone would use the same form.
That sounds good.
So it will be administered through
Our
the board
website,
building, the
yes.
website.
Yes, we would be able to see everything, period.
All right. Ms. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? And aye. Item P, discussion and vote to approve the schedule of encumbrances.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Ms. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? And aye. Item Q, motion and vote to approve the personnel items 1 through 10. And on Q2, employment, I need to read the added names. Sheila Ewan, TMS, how is that pronounced? Ewan, TMS fax teacher. Karen Castronovo, THS office manager. Frances Nez, transportation, she's a retired bus driver. And Judy Croman, Cherokee, retired half-time teacher. And I can strike that, I didn't mention it. All right, do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? Mrs. Newman? Aye. Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? And aye. Okay, item R, new business, and we do have new business. An A and a B, following items to be presented as new business. A, discussion and vote to approve the revision of the following policies. And the first policy is 4355, sick leave, certified personnel. 2 is 3105, district employee travel. I have a question, do we need to vote on these separately, or can I read it all?
I think let's just vote them separately.
Okay,
If you have any questions about them, I can answer them.
all right. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second.
Discussion.
I just wanna know on the sick leave, why we went from 135 to 130.
That was done in, the negotiated agreement years ago and was never changed to board policy. So during TEA negotiations in TESPA, the last 2 days, we just found 2 things that needed to be changed. So board policy is being changed to match the negotiated agreement. That was on A1. And A2, in negotiations with TESPA, they just asked for clarification on the district employee. 3105 was called district employee travel, but they wanted clarification of whether or not that meant travel between a building to another building. And everything in the policy is talking about travel as in trips. So we're just changing the language to district employee trips instead of travel to clarify that was something they asked for today.
Any further discussion?
Now, we're voting on these separately, right?
Separately,
Okay.
yeah. Ms. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford?
Aye.
And aye. Item B, under new business, motion and vote to approve the following 2024-25 contracts. Number 1, supplemental services contract with Emily Kingfisher French for color guard instruction for July 29th through August 2nd, 2024, August 5th through August 9th, 2024. And 2, the Oklahoma Department of Career Technology Education 2024-25 fiscal year allocations for state program assistance and salary supplements for TPS Career Tech courses. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the
Second. Any discussion?
This was just an allocation that we were waiting on that just
Came through. Okay. Ms. Nemo?
Aye.
Dr. Eversole?
Aye.
Mrs. Crawford? And aye. And S, item S is adjournment. Stand adjourned.